Okay, this is the, or can we go now?
Yes.
We can go. Okay, well, you can't see it, but that hand is one of the most beautiful things. And you see the scale of that hand? It's perfect scale. Perfect scale. If you can't draw the hand properly or beautifully, if you get the scale, you're 3/4 of the way there. And the scale is the from the forehead to the chin, and et cetera, et cetera. Now this guy really, when you go to the museums, excuse me?
You lost your bookmark. It's on
Oh,
your
no, this is 300 people that have used this. When you go to the museum, just go and put your nose on and look at this thing, and it's there are very few people. Here we go. And he has a definite. He finds these poses that are extraordinary. You know, it doesn't make sense. Some of them, you know. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh, look at this. Look at this painting here, folks. That is amazing. That's how I teach painting, incidentally. This is my boy. He was a student of mine years ago. He was very unruly, a little conceited, but I whittled him down. Okay, anyway, that's enough of that. Here, I'll give you that, okay? All right, let's go. Let's enjoy. Let's enjoy. Let's get a good piece of charcoal. I need glasses, oh God. All right, you're going to give me a good size hand. You're not going to get too small because it's the most intricate thing we're going to have. I'm going to bring the hand in here. You always have, the problem with you guys, when you're drawing, you don't realize the scale, so we have to have provenance. So I'm going to take the forearm, put that in to get size. And here we have the elbow and the bicep. There we go. Bicep, always do like this with the bicep because that's the tendon. Anyway, that's enough of that. Okay, I don't like that circle. Okay, doke, so we're going to come over here and we're going to acknowledge the wrist. And the wrist is flat. And what we see quite often, we just see a round. And it isn't really, because the bone structure is a flat form. And there's a little bone here. Sometimes we see it, sometimes we don't. But that, now we know we're right where we should be with our wrist. Now we're going to turn that form down. We're going to find the adjacent form. And I'm going to lay it in. And I'm looking at this form. It's a big form, so we have to have a nice size hand. I'm going to make this a little bigger. And turn it in. We have one reed, or one knuckle, the second knuckle, and the third knuckle. Okay? So this is what you want to do before you do any drawing. We've laid it in. You can put the chair in there if you want. And so now I'm going to ask you nicely to always start with your index finger. Your index finger is going to give you scale, and it's going to announce your particular way of acknowledging the beauty of a hand. Now, I'm going to throw it out, and I'm going to make the finger just a little longer. They're already a perfect size, but I'm just going to make it a little longer because I can. Okay? Because I can. All right, that's my scale for my whole drawing. All right, so I'm going to do my secondary form. I'm just going to lay it in without overdrawing. It's my secondary form, the third, and the little finger almost invariably turns in. It has a beautiful, beautiful arc. Go for it. And it comes in like this, and then it'll come out a little bit like that. That is so pretty. So learn to be one with the forms like that. Now these are secondary forms. We just lay them in. I'm going to take this down a little bit. See, now I'm going to make it my own. I'm going to square that form out because I want. I'm going to turn this one in a little bit. I'm going to take it down, make sure. So this is my hand. I designed it. Now I'm going to come over here, and the thumb is generally between these two joints here. But he can open his thumb and it'll go way up and it'll go over here. But just keep that in mind when he's relaxed. It's about here, okay? Now when we do the thumb, we draw through, and then we go over, and then we draw the thumb form. And again, this is his beautiful, he has this beautiful long thumb here. I love it, I love it, love it. And we always draw through, we always draw through. Now while I'm talking, this is it's not high enough, this has to come down. Okay, this is the go-to line. It starts here, and this is where we get an incredible amount of beauty. We come in, one line is coming here, it's kind of sharp, and it comes out and it flares out, so we can create a lot of beauty right here. Anytime we draw the thumb, we do the lima bean. This is how we draw the thumb. You guys can learn to do that. That's how we do the thumb. We can do it coming out at you, a lima bean. That can be a toe, it can be anything. We can do just a profile, lima bean. That's what we learn to do. And once that becomes automatic, anytime you're going to do something, you just draw a lima bean and you got your form. Now you're going to find your lima bean. It's your lima bean, whatever. Okay, that's that. What else do I want to say? So in these classes, we very seldom go for the fingernail. Now the next drawing I'm going to do, the fingernail will show you how to do foreshortening. See, the fingernail is here, the fingernail is here. I can do a 3/4 if I want. And the fingernail will be here. We'll see. Now I'll go to the next one. See, all of these things are, you're going to lay these in, and remember we said that the hand is the size of the face. It's bigger than we think it is. And in these classes, we're always making the hand, and now if I go and take this form here with Charles, that's about the size of his from the chin to the forehead. When we're artists and we know stuff, we make that hand, let's say this is the size. If I'm going to do it for my drawing, and I have drawings everywhere, I can show you. We always make it bigger. I think we've talked about that, and we haven't, we will. But it's really important that we know how to do that. All right, let's do this. All right, provenance. Provenance. Always drawing through. You know how to do that now. Okay, doke. So now we know what the scale could be. Now I'm going to draw in, this is the secret, when we turn the hand, we draw these two volumes. Just draw them. That's what makes the underhand on this side of the hand, right here. That's what this secret is for this guy. Okay, now I was talking about our thumb. I'm going to lay my thumb in because I can see the joint, and I'm going to do now the thumb is just like the toe. They have a particular cool form to them. And you want to get that flavor. It's going to come over. I think we're going to hit a nice flat right here. You want to get that flavor of that particular thumb. So in other words, this is the lima bean, and we're going to come down here, and oh, we can't see it, so sorry about that. Okay, so that's that. We've got these all together. I'm going to bring this under. One round after another round after another round, we have perspective. Okay. I don't see the outside as well as I should. I think it's over here. And let's just Okay, now we're going to negotiate the index finger. And we're going to find the middle finger, and we're going to do our best. And I'm going to just throw and we will do our best, this, da, 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 da. And the little finger's right up here. All right, so we have this, that's your hand, the palm of the hand. All right, that is one form, this is one form, this is one form, this is all shadow mask, and that is one way to draw. Because this is actually what I saw, but it's just a little hard to understand. There we go. Yeah. Okay, but that's it. I have to tell a story. Sorry, I've told it over and over. But when I was at art school years ago, before electricity, before you were even whatever, so there was this guy who was a big football player. Big guy. He was 6'3" something, but big, muscular, toughy, not like me, tough like me. And he would come to class and do these drawings, and oh my God, he had the most beautiful hands, fine, just unbelievable. And this guy was, you would think he'd be the last guy in the world that could draw that well and do that well, because he was, really an athlete. So my point being that everyone in this room is going to draw their hands and feet. Everyone is equipped with their, and as you do it, you're going to create a beauty that's intrinsic to you. So no one is right, no one's wrong, but you have to get scale and you have to get size. And once you get that, then everything is doable. Let me just do a real quick drawing here of what we see here. I'm going to start again with a round, my secondary round. And I'm going to do my lima bean. It's going to come out here. It's going to come over here. I'm going to look for my fingernail. Thumbnail. That's my lima bean. This is my form. I'm going to bring that over here. So 1, 2, 3. It's coming right out at us. Now I'm going to find my dynamics here. I'm going to put that in. If I want to make something other, I can. It's my baby. I can do whatever I want now. And this is a beautiful line. Let's go over here, and we'll bring that up from here. And see these movements that we have that we kind of like. We develop that. It's doable for everyone to do this. Believe me. Just gotta practice it. It's like everything. Just you gotta want it, and then you're gonna do it, and then if you don't get it right, you're gonna do it until you get it right. Now I'm not happy because it's too straight, so what I think I'll do is I'll just take this behind. I think I'll just take that behind. I like this form better than the other form, and we can do that. And that's it, folks. That's it. Okay? Are there any questions? And you can't paint this stuff until you draw it. And once you learn to draw it, it's really much easier to paint and to go to the next level. Okay? So what I want everyone to do, everyone's going to have a different angle here. Can you keep the two hands going at the same time? Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. So let's let's enjoy. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, back there. All right, let's go, you guys. All right, again, provenance, and I want you to get a big size drawing on this. Okay, let's just do this. The problem is that you will sometimes not get the right size, so there we go. I'm going to come down to the ankle, and the ankle is always like a house, a roof on a house. It's always, the inside is higher. So when you're drawing and things aren't working out, just go step by step for what I'm talking about. Incidentally, when we draw shoes, we draw the feet, and then we put the shoes on the feet. That's the only way to draw shoes. So learn to do the feet, learn to do the feet. Okay, I'm going to put a stirrup. It's called a stirrup, and it starts about here. And I'm going to set that in. And so I see my scale. So I'm going to have to put, that's a good size leg. So I'm going to put a nice, did you need something? Okay, guys, so a stirrup form. This is where we see our scale. And there's a bone. It's the bone of the toe, I call it. It probably has some really sexy name. But it's here. And sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. What that makes you want to do is to always extend the stirrup form. The biggest problem with the feet is they're not long enough. So this extend the stirrup form. All right, I'm going to bring it in. We got over here. Now I'm going to draw the toe. It's exactly the same thing. Lima bean. You want your scale. Lima bean. And you're going to make sure that we understand the perspective, so you're going to put the toenail on, so you know it's coming out towards you. Now this is what I love about Charles, is his secondary toe comes out farther. I always make it farther when I'm drawing, because you want this beautiful movement. And that's Michelangelo. Michelangelo's feet are phenomenal. And he always has this V. Now, you can do it or not do it. It's up to you, whatever. But that creates so much more beauty. Instead of a flat thing coming out, it just has a nice feel to it. Now, in this class, you do not have to draw every toe, because in reality, what we're drawing is very small. Okay, now we have number one is like the roof of the house. Number two is the stirrup form. Number three is the opening here. Then you're going to put your toes in. You're going to put a nice, have to keep it a little flat here because it's hitting something. And now we do the pad of the foot, the pad of the foot. Now sometimes you don't see it. I'm going to suggest that you put it in anyway. That really creates a beautiful form. Voila, that's it. So now I'm going to, this is what's really important also. I'm going to look for the heel. I don't really see a heel. I don't care. I'm going to throw a heel form in there. That's what makes foot. There's your heel right there. No one knows, but that adds to the form of the foot. Okay? And you just have to move a little bit and you can find it. And that is what makes a foot. Now when you paint, when you start to paint, and we know now what's happening. So we got a nice dark form coming through here. And of course all the toes are moving in space. And now we know what to do. And we can do this stuff. So, okay, that's that one. All right. Now this is something you're going to have to apply and learn to draw. And once you get it, you'll have it forever. Let's do the other foot quickly. Now you're going to go here the ankle bone. One thing I'm going to have to tell you that the way to really make the foot feel like a foot is when you draw the ankle like this at a sharp angle. Everyone in the class will, if I didn't say anything, will do this. I see that over and over and over. Nothing is more ugly than that. And I even see some really good artists that are doing that. So this is hitting on the ground. There's force on the ground. That's your beauty. And it comes in, that has a nice double movement. You don't have to buy my Kool-Aid. I don't care. But I'm telling you, if you want to just create beauty, what you should do is like look at the masters and see someone you like, and then go from there. That's how I created my my vision. Okay, this is the stirrup. This is coming in. I'm going to come over here, sip out of the foot. My stirrup starts here. I'm going to give that nice little, just a little longer, and then I'm going to draw my toe, the lima bean. Okay, lima bean, basta. And that secondary toe is right over here, and it comes over like that. So pretty, so pretty. And that, folks, is what it's all about. Okay, so you've done your foot. Now the foot is always longer than you think it is. I want to make this straight here. This goes under, and it comes over. So we know how to do that. And there we go. Okay, that could work. I don't like this line. I'm going to make it a little straighter, and there we go. Now I can live with that foot. Yeah. So there you go. So when you do your shoe, let's say you're going to do your shoe. That's all you have to do. Shoe, top, heel, sole, and there's your shoe, folks. Beautiful shoe. And everybody is all freaked out because of the shoes. They think it's hard. It's not hard if you can draw the foot. And it's a lot of fun. So all this stuff is fun. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's so much fun to do this. And then when you own it, and you go say, oh God, that is a beautiful foot, and I'm going to own it. And you become like God on earth, right? Right, okay, that's enough of me. I've had it. Any questions? So let's go no bigger than the extended hand. We do that because when you paint, when we start to paint, your brushwork is not too big, and you do not move too much paint in. We get closer to the actual application of paint. So that's one of the main reasons we do that. One of the reasons. And I'm going to find the dynamics here. And let's get going. Now, whenever we do a profile, we always start by this form. The profile, just a line, just a line. Okay, that's what I'm seeing there. And then I'm going to place the nose, and I'm going to get scaled from the nose. And we're one with the nose form. Now I'm underneath, so I've got this nice wedge form here I'm going to work with. All right, now my scale of everything's going to come from this now. All right, let's go over here. And we're going to just keep doing this now. This has a nice form. I always like to draw Charles. It's always something new. Even if you've drawn it 20 times. So I'm going to place this, now it depends where you are in the room, but generally on a straight profile, there's an angle where we put the eyes. Just keep that in mind. Sometimes it's not, sometimes it is, but generally there's an angle when you place the eyeball, okay? And it's farther from the bridge than you think it is. So I'm going to draw my eye. And I'm going to do, and it's just a little oval. It's not a round. And I'm going to place this. I may come in and change it. I don't know. We'll see. Doesn't matter. And we're going to do the entire eye socket. Okay, that scale, is that okay? It could be. Who knows? Who knows? All right, I'm going to come down here. Of course, he has the beard. And I'm going to just bring in the mouth. And the lower lip. Now, when you do the lower lip, just heads up, it's generally a straight, like that. It's just straight, and then it turns under. Okay? And he's not completely on a entire sideways, so I have a little bit of a bow in here. I may have to make that come down a little bit. We'll have to see. I think it will. So it's not working. I could be wrong. I could be whatever. So I'm just going to erase it immediately and start over. I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to bring that in. There we go. I'm with this angle. I'm going to bring that down. And let's give a nice thickness to this form. It's going to come around here. Cool. All right. Now, these exercises are not portraiture. They are how to construct. Portraiture takes a lot of time. And when you do have a commission, then it's going to take the time necessary. This is how to draw, how to do something. All right. You want to make sure that you have the ability to use everything in your power to do a good drawing, and all of the other stuff will come. Now I'm going to do a unilateral triangle. Okay? The three parts are the same, and I'm going to place the ear. I'm going to line it up. It's right over here. Charles has the most beautiful ears. They're little, very small, really pretty. Really, really pretty. Okay, and this distance is always longer than you think it is. Now, how do we control that? We come down here. You're going to find the neck. I'm going to come around. I'm going to find the neck form that could go with that body, and then I'm going to set it out. And if that looks like it'll work, then we're pretty close to what it could be. Okay? Voila. Like this and that's that. Okay, now let's just we're going to go into a little more. Okay, basta. I'm going to put the beard on. We need to do the beard. It's really important for this pose. Actually, it has a form like this and like this. Very strong, nice darks in here. Now, for this pose, what's interesting is all of this is just a beautiful, dark, dense passage of, actually it's some color, but we just, for this drawing, we don't need, it's just the nice gray matter right here. Okay. And we'll continue quickly. There's a nice reed here. Oh, let's get this guy going in here. Let's just do this. It's a very small, wonderful little gizmo here. Give him a nice dark reed here. This goes around the eyeball and it comes in. This is a nice dark mass here. Okey-doke. There we go. Okey-doke. Halftone goes right up into here. We got a nice halftone right here. And we will do that. post-form on just a nice gray mass here. Almost there, folks. I'm going to bring this form in. And we got a nice, and this is just one beautiful form. You may want to do this, what I'm doing, because you are going to understand if your drawings work when you get the volume. Now, I'm seeing this volume is not what I want, so I'm going to correct it right now. I'm going to come in here, do my thing. I'll make this a little smaller. Okay, let's find a nice form here we can deal with. I love it when it kind of squares out here a little bit. Now it's coming over here. It's turning in. And there we go. All right, I'm almost there. Edge of the form. And this is a nice dark passage here, edge of the form, edge of the form. Now we don't have to, when you're in a space like this and you don't see it, the way to do this is just not to worry about it. Unless you're really into it, then you can go up to close to the model. Okay, now I'm not going to do all my drawing here. Let's just finish this guy. Nice highlight here. This is half tone. Half tone. Okay, that's it. I would love to do there, but I'm not going to. Just because I'm such a good guy. What I don't do for you guys. Amazing. Okay, let's hit the nice light here, a beautiful light. Lightest light, darkest dark. Always go for that. Always go darkest dark, lightest light. That's where you get punch. That's what punch is all about, right there. Got my highlight here. And a little highlight here, a little highlight here, and yeah. No, the eye, you're going to take it down. It's a half tone. The eye is a half tone. The only thing that's really light is this right here. Okay, basta. And that should just about do it, folks. That should just about do it. I'm going to pull this up because there we go. And clean it up. And, okay. So you see how big this is? How big? We're just not sure. We don't. That's a little. Now this is. It's interesting because that's. You see, that's the drawing. See how wide that is? Because it's been foreshortened, we don't get it. So